Hi, I'm Alba. Before I dive into this crazy story, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button, will ya? Alright, here we go. It was just another evening at home. Me and my little girl Lily curled up on the couch. We were watching her favorite cartoon, something about a talking dog that solves mysteries. She was giggling, her eyes sparkling with that innocent joy only a kid can have. It was our special time, just me and her, away from the chaos of the world. Then, bang! The front door slammed open like a gunshot. In stormed Martha, my mother-in-law, her face twisted in that all-too-familiar scowl. "Martha, what the heck are you doing?" I stood up, shielding Lily with my body. "Alba, this place is a mess. And what is Lily watching? That garbage will rot her brain." Martha marched in, her eyes scanning the room like she owned the place. "Mommy, I'm scared," Lily whispered, clutching my leg. "Lily, honey, go to your room. I'll handle this." I watched her scurry away before turning back to Martha. "You can't just barge in here like this." "Oh, please. I have a key for emergencies, and seeing my granddaughter raised in squalor is an emergency." "Squalor. This is a home, Martha, not some military base, and that key was for emergencies, not for your weekly invasions." "Don't raise your voice at me, young lady. I'm still your elder and deserve respect, even if you can't respect yourself enough to keep a decent home." My blood boiled. I was sick of this, sick of her constant meddling and criticism. "You know what? Enough. Get out of my house, now." Martha laughed, a cold, harsh sound. "Or what, Alba? You'll throw me out? Don't make me laugh. You couldn't even handle your mother's illness without breaking down." That stung. My mother. She had passed away last year, and it was the hardest thing I ever went through. For Martha to use that against me. "Don't you dare talk about my mom," I snapped. "She was 10 times the woman you'll ever be. And you know what? I'm not that scared little girl who married your son anymore. I'm a mother, a damn good one, and I won't let you or anyone else terrorize my daughter." Martha's eyes narrowed. "You think you can keep Lily from me? She's my granddaughter. I have rights." "You lost any rights the moment you decided to disrespect me in my own home. Lily stays with me. You're not taking her anywhere. Alba, you're being unreasonable. Look at yourself, working that dead-end job, living in this tiny house. How can you provide for Lily? She needs stability, a proper family environment. I can give her that." I laughed, but there was no humor in it. A proper family, like the one that drove its son away because he couldn't handle his overbearing mother? No thanks. Lily's staying with me, and that's final. Martha stepped forward, her face inches from mine. "You're making a big mistake, Alba. I won't let you ruin my granddaughter's life." "I'm not ruining anything. I'm protecting her, from you." There was a tense silence, both of us breathing heavily. Then, with a huff, Martha turned and stormed out, slamming the door behind her. I let out a long breath I didn't realize I was holding. I went to Lily's room. She was hiding under her bed, her little face streaked with tears. "It's okay, sweetie. Grandma's gone." "Is she mad at us, Mommy?" I hugged her, feeling her small arms wrap around me. "No, baby. She's just confused. But I promise, I'll never let anyone take you away from me. You're my world, Lily." That night, after Lily fell asleep, I sat down with a pen and paper. It was time to make a plan. No more unannounced visits, no more insults, no more threats. I was going to stand up for myself and for Lily. Martha had declared war, but she didn't know who she was dealing with. I was going to fight back, and I was going to win. For me, for Lily, for our little family. The game had changed, and I was ready to play. First stop, my friend Jenny's house. She's been through a nasty divorce, so she knows a thing or two about legal battles. "Alba, this is serious. You need a lawyer like yesterday," Jenny said, pouring us some coffee. "I know, but lawyers cost a fortune, and with my job..." "Listen, there are pro bono lawyers, legal aid. You have options, and you need to start documenting everything, every text, call, and unannounced visit." "Document everything, got it. What else?" "Change your locks, get a security system. If she has a key, who knows what she could do." Leaving Jenny's, I felt a little better. There was a plan forming, a way to protect Lily and me. It was a lot documenting, lawyers, protecting Lily. But I wasn't going to back down. Martha had picked the wrong mom to mess with. That evening, I sat down with Lily. She was drawing at the kitchen table, her little brow furrowed in concentration. "Sweetie, I have to tell you something. Grandma Martha might not be around for a while." "Why, Mommy? Did I do something bad?" "No, baby. You didn't do anything wrong. Grandma's just... she's not being very nice right now, and I want to make sure we're safe and happy." "Okay, Mommy. I don't like it when she's mean to you." I hugged her, feeling tears sting my eyes. This was all for her. The next few days were a blur of activity. I changed the locks, installed a new security system, and kept documenting every interaction with Martha. Every time she called or showed up unannounced, it went into the log. Then there was the incident at the grocery store. I was there with Lily, picking up some essentials, when I heard that all too familiar voice. "Alba, how dare you ignore my calls? You're keeping Lily from me." People turned to stare as Martha made a scene, right there in the cereal aisle. "Martha, this isn't the place. You're upsetting Lily. You can't just cut me out. I have rights." "I'm not discussing this here. Please leave us alone." She kept going, ranting and raving until a store manager came over. "Is there a problem here, ladies?" "Yes, she's harassing me and my daughter. We just want to shop in peace." Martha huffed and stormed off, but not before I got a couple of witnesses to add to my log. Every night, after Lily went to bed, I'd go over everything. The log was getting thick, filled with incidents, and Martha's attempts to control our lives. But it wasn't all defense. I started to rebuild my life too. Reconnected with old friends, started a small side business to bring in extra cash. It was hard, juggling everything, but I had to do it. For Lily, for our future. I'd lie awake some nights, wondering if I was doing the right thing. But then I'd hear Lily's gentle breathing from her room, and I knew. I was fighting for her, for the peaceful life we deserved. And come what may, I wasn't going to let Martha win. After getting my ducks in a row, it was time to face Martha head-on. This time, I was ready. I decided to do it at the family BBQ at my brother's place. A public setting, witnesses around. Maybe that would keep Martha's drama in check. Maybe. The BBQ was in full swing when I arrived with Lily. The smell of grilled burgers filled the air, and kids were running around laughing. It felt normal, but my stomach was in knots. I saw Martha across the yard, chatting with some relatives. She noticed us, her eyes narrowing. "Here we go," I muttered to myself. "Mommy, why does Grandma look mad?" Lily clung to my hand. "Just stay close to me, okay?" As I approached, Martha plastered on a fake smile. "Alba, darling, you made it. And you brought Lily. How? Wonderful. I need to talk to you, Martha, in private. Anything you have to say can be said right here. We're all family." Her tone was dripping with sweetness, but her eyes were cold. "All right. You're not welcome in my home anymore, Martha. Not after last time." The crowd around us hushed. I could feel their eyes on us, curious, expectant. "Not welcome, but I'm her grandmother." "You lost that privilege. You can't just barge into people's homes trying to take their kids." People started whispering, glancing our way. "Alba, you're overreacting. I was just concerned for Lily." "That's not concern, that's control, and I won't stand for it." Martha's face reddened. "You're ungrateful. After everything I've done for you." "Done for me? You mean criticize and insult me? No thanks." Someone in the crowd coughed awkwardly. I could feel the tension rising. "You're not fit to be a mother. I should have taken Lily long ago." That did it. I felt my control slip, but I managed to keep my voice steady. "I'm a great mother. Better than you ever were, and Lily stays with me." People gasped. Martha looked like she'd been slapped. "How dare you? I raised my son perfectly well." "Yeah, so well that he left, unable to handle you anymore." The words hung in the air, heavy and irrevocable. "Alba, you'll regret this. I'll make sure of it." "You can try, but I'm not scared of you, Martha. Not anymore." With that, I turned and walked away, Lily's hand in mine. I could feel Martha's glare burning into my back, but I didn't look back. Back at home, I made sure all the doors and windows were locked. Lily was playing in her room, oblivious to the storm brewing. I sat down, my mind racing. Martha wasn't going to let this go, but neither was I. I had to protect Lily, no matter what. That night, I lay in bed, listening to every creak and whisper of the house. I was on edge, but determined. This was my home, my life, and I wasn't going to let Martha take it from me. The courtroom felt colder than a winter morning in Alaska. There I was, sitting across from Martha, ready for the legal showdown of the century. My lawyer, a no-nonsense guy named Rick, was flipping through his notes. Martha's lawyer, some slick-haired guy, was whispering in her ear. "Alba, are you ready?" Rick's voice was calm, steady. "As I'll ever be. She can't get away with this." The judge entered, and everyone stood up. This was it. "All rise. Court is now in session, Judge Edwards presiding." We all sat down, and the judge looked over his glasses at both parties. Mrs. Martha Johnson versus Miss Alba Williams, the case of harassment and attempted child custody interference. We will now hear the opening statements. Martha's lawyer stood up first. Boy, did he lay it on thick. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what we have here is a concerned grandmother, a woman who has dedicated her life to her family, only to be shunned and accused by her ungrateful daughter-in-law." I rolled my eyes. Concerned? More like controlling. Then it was Rick's turn. "The evidence will show that Mrs. Johnson has consistently harassed Miss Williams, invaded her privacy, and even attempted to take her daughter away from her without any legal right. We ask the court to recognize these actions as the harmful and illegal acts they are." The judge nodded, jotting down notes. First came the testimonies. Neighbors, friends, even some family members spoke up. They told stories about Martha's unannounced visits, her controlling nature. My heart swelled with gratitude. I wasn't alone in this. Then came the evidence. Emails, texts, a video from a neighbor's security camera showing Martha trying to take Lily from my yard. The jury's eyes widened as they watched. Martha's lawyer tried to spin it. Mrs. Johnson was merely concerned for her granddaughter's safety. She believed the child was in imminent danger. Rick was ready. "And what danger was that, Mr. Stevens? The danger of a mother loving her daughter, of a child being happy and well cared for?" The cross-examinations were brutal. Martha played the victim, the poor, misunderstood grandmother. But her stories didn't add up, and her temper didn't help. "You don't understand. Alba is unfit. She's... Mrs. Johnson, please compose yourself," the judge warned. Then it was my turn to testify. My palms were sweaty, my heart racing. But I had to do this. For Lily. "Miss Williams, can you tell the court about your relationship with Mrs. Johnson?" I took a deep breath. "It's been difficult. She's always been controlling, but it got worse after my husband left. She thinks she can bully me, take my daughter away. But I won't let her." "Objection. Leading the witness. Overruled. Continue, Miss Williams." I talked about the break-ins, the insults, the threats. The jury was listening, I could tell. "Thank you, Miss Williams. No further questions." Martha's lawyer tried to rattle me on cross-examination, but I stuck to the facts. I was telling the truth, and that was my strongest weapon. The closing arguments were fiery. Martha's lawyer painted a picture of a family torn apart by misunderstandings and overreactions. Rick hammered home the evidence, the pattern of harassment. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just about a family disagreement. This is about a woman's right to live in peace, to raise her daughter without fear. The jury went out to deliberate. The wait was agonizing. I kept thinking about Lily, about our little family. We deserved peace. We deserved happiness. Finally, the jury came back. We, the jury, find the defendant, Mrs. Martha Johnson, guilty of harassment and attempted child custody interference. I almost collapsed with relief. Tears streamed down my face, but they were tears of joy this time. Martha was in shock. She looked at me, her eyes full of something I couldn't quite read. Was it regret? Anger? I didn't care. It was over. The judge handed down the sentence. Community service, a restraining order. It wasn't jail, but it was enough. As I walked out of the courtroom, a weight lifted off my shoulders. I had stood up to Martha, in front of everyone. I had protected Lily. I went home, picked up my daughter, and spun her around. We did life after the trial felt like the first breath of fresh air in a long, long time. Our home was finally just that, a home, a sanctuary. Me and Lily, we were safe, we were free. I started fixing up the place. New paint, new locks. It wasn't just about making the house look better. It was symbolic, like we were starting a new chapter. One sunny Saturday, while Lily and I were planting flowers in the front yard, a guy from down the street, Tom, walked by. I'd seen him around, but never really talked to him. "Hey, I heard about the trial. Glad to see justice served. I wiped my hands on my jeans. Thanks, Tom. We're just happy it's over. He knelt down, helping Lily with her flower. You're doing a great job there, kiddo. Lily beamed. I'm planting daisies. They're my favorite. I smiled, watching them. It felt normal, nice even. You know, I have a bit of a green thumb myself. If you need any help, let me know. Thanks, Tom. Maybe I will. As he walked away, Lily looked up at me. He's nice, Mommy. Yeah, he is. The days rolled by, filled with little victories. I got a promotion at work. Lily won a prize for her art project. And our home felt like a fortress. Impenetrable. Safe. One evening, I sat down with a cup of coffee, looking at the pictures on the mantel. Pictures of me and Lily. Pictures of my mom. It was peaceful, the kind of peace I hadn't felt in years. There was a knock at the door. It was Tom, holding a tray of cookies. Hey, I baked these and thought you might like some. I laughed. I didn't take you for a baker, Tom. Well, there's a lot you don't know about me. We sat down, munching on cookies, talking about everything and nothing. Lily joined in, telling Tom about school, her friends, her dreams of being an astronaut. It was strange, this feeling of normalcy, of having a conversation that wasn't about trials or Martha. It was new, and it was nice. Days turned into weeks. Tom became a regular visitor. He was great with Lily, and with him, I found a friendship I didn't know I needed. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, Tom turned to me. Alba, I've seen what you've been through, and I've seen how strong you are. I just want you to know, I'm here for you, not just as a friend. I looked at him surprised, but it was a good surprise. Tom, I don't know what to say. Just say you'll think about it. I smiled. I will. Life was moving forward, and I was moving with it. As the story comes to a close, I look at Lily, playing in the yard, and Tom, chatting with her about stars and planets. I think about the journey we've been on, the battles we've fought. We've come out stronger, wiser, and together. The future is uncertain, but it's bright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm excited to see what it holds. For anyone out there facing their own battles, remember this. You're stronger than you think. You can overcome. You can thrive. Just like me. Just like Lily. So that's the end of Alba's story. But I've got a question for you. If you were in Alba's shoes, would you have handled Martha differently, especially considering the family ties? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Thanks for listening.